Kronos was not an easy guy to defeat. By most accounts, the Titan War took 10 years. Or maybe Kronos just used his time tricks to make it seem that long, hoping the gods would give up. If so, it didn't work. Rhea, the Great Mother, visited every Titan she could, trying to persuade them to side with Zeus. Many listened. After all, Kronos was not the most popular leader. Almost all the female Titans either helped Zeus or stayed out of his way. Prometheus, the creator of humans, was smart enough to remain neutral. Oceanus kept to himself in the depths of the ocean. Helios and Selene, the sun and moon, agreed not to take sides as long as they got to keep their jobs. That left Kronos and most of the other male Titans, with Atlas as his general and champion fighter. The gods and Titans skirmished back and forth, blowing up an island here, vaporizing a sea there. The Titans were strong and well armed. At the beginning, they held the advantage. Even with magic Cyclops weapons, the gods were not used to combat. It's a hard thing not to drop your trident and run when Atlas is barreling down on you, screaming and waving his sword. But the gods did learn to fight. The Cyclops eventually armed all of Zeus's allies with top-of-the-line weapons. The hundred-handed ones learned to throw barrages of stones like living catapults. You're thinking, how hard can it be to throw rocks? Okay, you try throwing rocks with both hands at the same time and hitting your target. It's not as easy as it sounds. Now, imagine coordinating 100 hands, all throwing rocks the size of refrigerators. If you're not careful, you'll spew rocks everywhere and crush yourself and your allies. Once the gods learned to fight, the war still took a long time, because none of the combatants on either side could die. You couldn't just stab a guy, zap him, or throw a house on him and call it a day. You had to actually capture each enemy and make sure he was hurt so badly he would never heal. Then you had to figure out what to do with his crippled body. As Zeus knew, even throwing somebody into Tartarus wasn't a guarantee that he would stay gone forever. Little skirmishes were not going to decide anything. Finally, Zeus came up with a big plan. "We have to storm Mount Orpheus," he told his siblings at their weekly war meeting. "A full frontal assault on their headquarters. If we do that, the hostile Titans will rally to protect Kronos. Then we can take them all down at once." "In other words," Hades said, "you want us to commit suicide." Poseidon leaned on his trident. "For once, I agree with you, Hades. If we march up the slopes of Mount Orpheus, Atlas will be ready for us. His troops will have the high ground. They'll smash us flat. If we try flying in, we'll get shot out of the air. They've got plenty of anti-god missile weapons." Zeus's eyes gleamed. "But I've got a different plan. We'll soften them up by attacking them from the next mountain over." "Do what now?" asked Demeter. She looked uncomfortable in her armor, even though she designed it herself. She'd painted a sheaf of barley and a daisy on her shield, and for her main weapon, she'd chosen a fearsome guarding trowel. Zeus drew a map of the Greek mainland in the dirt. Near Mount Orpheus was a Greek mountain, not quite as tall, not as well known. It was called Mount Olympus. "We scale Mount Olympus," Zeus said. "They won't be expecting that. But Orpheus will be within range of our missile weapons. The hundred-handed ones will launch volleys of boulders. I'll bust out the lightning. Poseidon will summon storms and earthquakes." "And I'll turn invisible," Hades muttered. Zeus clapped his brother on the shoulder. "You have an important job, too. You send waves of terror through the enemy ranks. Once we've destroyed their defenses, we'll all fly over there." "Including us three goddesses?" Demeter prompted. "We can fight too, you know." "Sure," Zeus said nervously. "Did you think I'd forgotten you?" "Yes," said Demeter. Anyway," Zeus continued, "we fly over to Mount Orpheus, smashing anybody who's left standing, and take them all prisoner." Hestia wrapped herself in her plain brown shawl. "I still think we should make peace." "No!" the others yelled. Hera tapped the dirt map. "It's a crazy plan. I like it." So that night, under the cover of darkness, the gods and their allies climbed Mount Olympus for the first time.